Oh, is it okay now?
Yeah, not,
Is the voice better?
yeah, a bit.
Okay, let me shift to one another mic. Yeah, is it better now?
Yeah.
Better now?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Praveen is facing still problem. Is it too low for everyone?
Here now. It sounds fine now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So let's start. So welcome everyone to this course on performance testing, JMeter, uh, which includes many different tools which you will come across in your performance testing life cycle, or we can say in your performance testing journey, right? Because if you see, the performance of applications have become very important nowadays, especially due to the advent of cloud, different architectural permutation combinations. So it has not been like very simple to maintain your infrastructure, because it has become very complex with the distributed systems and all, right? So performance testing is now in a very in a way in the mainstream, and I don't think you will find any mainstream applications which will go into production without performing performance test, or we can say nowadays word is very popular called performance engineering, right? Now when you enter into performance testing, especially you will come across different tools, various tools in the market, like JMeter, Load Runner, then you have different Silk Performer, then NeoLoad, right? There are various tools in the market, and briefly you can divide the tools into paid and free, which are open source and paid, right? So among the paid tools, if you see, and you will find different tools like LoadRunner, NeoLoad, which are paid, but there is a very important tool, or we can say, which has a wide coverage, or you can say it has captured a major market, which is, though it's a open source tool, still it is being utilized a lot in the market. I will say in the range of 60-40. So that tool is none other than JMeter. So JMeter is such a tool which is, though it's an open source, means it's free, okay, but still it is being used in the performance testing market or domain a lot. And if you say if you see the quantity of applications which are being tested using JMeter, it's in the very huge range, like a 60-40 range. So 60 range lies the JMeter, and 40 range lies the other paid tools. So so such important is JMeter, and that's what we are going to see in this course widely, this tool JMeter. Now, before I jump into the tool and all, okay, just to give a quick overview. So being in this domain for a very long period, and also now closely into the architect roles, uh, I understand very well the importance of performance testing and engineering of an application. It's not just a task to be completed, but has a very vital impact on the market, or we can say on the customer, right? So if you see the performance testing life cycle, or just to say the testing life cycle, it starts from planning. I hope my screen is visible to all, right?
Yeah,
All of you, right? Yeah,
yeah.
thank you. So it starts with planning. Okay, so if I divide it into some steps, okay, like the life cycle, or the how the generally the performance testing or any testing, you if you call out, or any development, how it happens in steps. Okay, So first we start with planning, then we start with designing. Okay, I'll explain you what I call the designing stage. Then we go with the execution stage, and we have the, what would be the last stage? Anyone?
Analysis
Reporting,
reporting.
analysis.
Yeah, we can say reporting and analysis. Okay, just I'll put both of them together. Okay, reporting and analysis, right? Now, Now, each of these domains are very important. Okay, so when you are into this performance testing life cycle, or when you are into this domain, or into this to understand the domain well, you need to be good at each of these stages. Now, coming to the experience ranges, right? For example, now if you are into a range of 1 to 5 years, or to reduce further, let's say 1 to 3 years, now you should be very good at designing and execution. This is what is expected from the market. Okay, designing and execution you should be very good at. And let's say reporting and analysis, okay, so you let's say if I put some score, okay, designing is let's say 5 out of 5, execution 5 out of 5, and reporting and analysis, let's say 3 out of 5. And planning is not much expected from these experience ranges, so we can put somewhere around 2 out of 5. Right? Now, let's say your experience range increases. Now, if you are into an experience range of 3 to, let's say, I'll put 6 to 7, okay, somewhere around that. Then what will happen is, obviously your expertise, or like your role will shift a lot onto execution, analysis, and planning. So execution, obviously you will be expected 5 on 5. Analysis and reporting, you will be expected 5 on 5. Planning somewhere around 3 out of 5, or even 4 out of 5. Okay. Designing is not much expected from this experience ranges, but still you need to be knowing how the design happens and all. So but you might not be so much involved into designing stage. Okay, so designing is nothing but we call the scripting stage in performance. Okay, so if you're in this into this experience ranges, now let's say you are into 7 plus range. Okay, so you should be really good at planning, so it has to be 5 out of 5 if you are 7 plus. Okay, and reporting analysis, obviously you should be 5 out of 5. And there comes again the importance of performance engineering also. So if you are into a range of even 5 plus, or I will say 6 plus, you should be good at performance engineering too with testing. Okay, so now this is how generally the audience or the market expects from you based on your experience ranges. Okay, now coming to our topic. So let's say when I speak about our course, okay, our course mainly covers all these four categories. So it helps you in understanding all of these four categories, we also through a hands-on experience. Okay, so let me explain you this. For example, in planning you will learn how to create different test plans, how to read an NFR document, how to create a test strategy document. So, and you will also get some templates regarding those documents which you can directly use in your projects. Just modify the just customize it for your project, which you will learn obviously in this course, and you can directly use it. Okay, then comes the designing stage. Now this is a stage where you learn a lot about scripting. So scripting comes in the designing stage, and also some other setups and all. So basically you will learn a lot about JMeter tool very extensively in the designing phase of our course. So where we will learn a lot of things regarding JMeter. Like if you see the JMeter, the different protocols which you can record in JMeter, you can test in JMeter, whether you can test your microservices, whether you can test web services, whether you can test an API. So all different types of example with examples we will be doing, and we will also have a demo application which is based on microservice architecture, because we are into a period where we cannot be behind. without knowing cloud or distributed systems or microservices, right? So we will be using our demo application also of that range, right? So we have our demo applications, which is microservice based, which is a distributed system, and we will be also understanding the cloud concepts on AWS. So all of these things, whatever we do, all of you will also be able to do. Whatever setup I do, whatever things I do, you will be able to do it in your local machine. So it's not that you won't be able to do anything, or whatever I do on my end, you will also be able to do it. Okay, as a hands-on. Now comes the, so here we will learn JMeter in very in-depth. Like you call out anything, okay, any concept like bean shell, config elements, parameterization, correlation, everything. Okay, so you learn all of those things in JMeter at this stage. You can always interrupt me if you have any questions. Okay, any questions, anyone till now?
Hi,
Anyone?
I have questions actually. So
Sure.
basically, I'm not from programming background. So
Mhm.
does JMeter really requires coding knowledge to perform the scripting areas or something, or even without from programming background, we can able to write a script by ourselves. So is it really
Mhm.
necessary prerequisite for learning this tool?
Yeah, that's a very good question you brought up. Okay, thanks to bring that question up. That too quickly in the initial stages itself. So, see, performance testing or non-functional testing as such, if you see, the coding knowledge required is very, very low. Now, also the coding knowledge, what will be required will come maybe the long run after maybe when you are in the 7 years experience ranges or 8 years, that too very rarely, and you will that too in the things like bean shell and all those stuff. Okay, now in this course what I'm doing is, though we are covering bean shell, I will give you lot of codes, like codes which are pre-made. Like for example, now everyone, if you have come across performance, you would have come across some examples or some requirements where you will have to write some bean shell, and those will lie somewhere around 10 to 20 scripts only. Okay, so those scripts I will provide you. You can customize it for your project and use it. You don't need to write it from scratch. Okay, so that only that part little bit of coding will come, which is the bean shell, and that too it's very simple. You, if you see the code which I have written itself, you will understand it very easily. Okay, there is not much of a coding required, and otherwise if you leave the bean shell part, overall the course, if you see, coding is almost zero. Okay, so you don't need to worry about coding. Only some commands etc will be there, which I will be showing anyways, which you will be doing. Rest is like nothing, right? There is no coding required. Now especially let's say
You
when we go to Kubernetes, for example. Now when we go to Kubernetes section, you might learn some kubectl commands, right? Those are some commands, like for example, how to get the pods, how to get the container details, how to read a pod, and all those stuff, like some basic stuffs. Or more sort of debugging, right? You need to debug something, so how to read something, so those things, those commands. Even I will give you cheat sheets which will have a lot of commands in that, which you can utilize for your project. Yeah, go ahead, Nagaraj. Yeah, anyone else, any question? I
Yeah,
have one
yeah.
more question.
I have another query. So you mean to say the scripting percentage is should be very less than some 25 percentage of knowledge alone is required for this?
No, no, no. It's not scripting, but the coding, right? Scripting is different. Here, what I'm
Yeah, yeah.
saying
I
about
mean coding.
scripting is the JMeter script. Yes, JMeter
Yeah, yeah.
scripting is
And
different. Coding, yeah. Hmm,
yeah,
yes.
the reason behind why I am asking this query is actually I am almost 13 plus 12 plus years
Yeah.
of experience
Mhm.
in functional testing alone. So what
Okay.
will be the my
Mhm.
expectation on this area? So I just want to know my expectation. So what will be the I mean the expectation they will be looking for considering my overall experience if I am putting JMeter as a work experience in my resume. So that's
Mhm.
my query on
Right, right.
raising this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good question. So, since if I heard correctly, it's 13 years of experience, right? So, if you have 13 years of experience, what I will suggest is first you finish this course on performance testing with JMeter, and then you take maybe one more course on performance engineering. Okay, so that, because since you're into 13 years of experience range, they will expect little bit of performance engineering also. But without performance testing background, you cannot go to engineering, right? So that will be my suggestion. You might have to go one more course before you can clearly showcase yourself as a tester.
Yeah, hi. I
Sure.
have one
Thanks.
more. Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is Aditya. Actually, I
yeah,
have
hi
total
Aditya.
sales experience and all into the load runner. I don't
Okay.
have any experience, so experience in JMeter. So I just wanted like the difficulty level in this course will be the like for 7 to 8 years, for like 7 to 8 years experience, or how?
So for to understand that, right, like let me ask you some questions. How good are you in debugging Kubernetes, containers, Dockers, and all, or cloud, especially not on premise, especially, but on cloud and all? How well you are in that?
Yeah, I'm like quite. I'm familiar with that.
Okay, so let's say if you want to execute some commands inside a Docker container, you are aware about those things, right?
Right, right.
Right. And also, are you like JMeter? Have you used any time for any small testing like API or something like
Yeah, yeah.
that?
For API testing, I used like 4 years ago.
Hmm. Yeah.
So that
So
time,
what I will
that
say, is, especially what the part, maybe 20 to 30% of the thing what we will be covering might be not new to you, because
hmm,
since you have, you have that base. Okay. But the other things, like for example, maybe you might learn how to set up Prometheus and Grafana, right? Or
hmm,
you might learn how to set up AppDynamics for an application, and how you
correct.
integrate those with the JMeter tool.
Hmm,
Maybe you will learn a little bit more on the distributed testing side, how you
hmm,
set
hmm,
up the whole JMeter for a distributed testing, right?
hmm,
So
right,
I'm just guessing from your experience and what you know, right? So these are the things
right.
you might feel new, and even Bean Shell scripting you will find little bit interesting, because
Yeah,
you'll be able to do a lot of things there. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, that's my guess. Okay, maybe which you will take back.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions, anyone?
Yeah, hi, Komal here.
Yeah. Hi, Komal.
Hi. So in my organization, we need to do the performance testing, but do not have the idea about how to perform the performance testing. So can you explain how to perform performance testing shortly?
Yeah, see, Komal. So see, the performance testing is not a rocket science. So be free to
Okay.
be everyone be free that once you attend this course, you will feel like as if there is nothing. Okay, you will understand each and every concept so in depth, because as I said, it's not a rocket science. Anyone can learn it. Okay. Only thing is you need a very well defined step by step. I will say and course structure, because what happens is sometimes when you go through, let's say, some tutorials or recordings, you might jump some steps, and due to that jump you might not understand few things. So jumping is what will create some confusions and all. So if you go step by step, you will understand it very clearly. And also, to give you in crisp what is performance testing, surely I will in the last few minutes I will be giving an overview on that. Surely I will be explaining you that. Okay. Come on. And no worries, it, as I said, this course is for I will say from uh, even a person who has zero knowledge in performance, right? Zero knowledge performance testing,
Yes,
he
yes.
will enjoy this course. And what I will say is, who has zero knowledge, he will enjoy this more than anyone. Okay. So yeah. Any other questions? Anyone?
Hi, Vishnu. This is Akhtar.
Yeah.
Um,
Hi, Akhtar.
just wondering, like, what will be the resource will you be sharing with this course, along with, like,
Right. Hmm.
the
Right.
recording will be
Hmm.
there, or other resources to in case
Right.
we miss
Hmm.
some days sometimes, and we can cover it
Right.
up
Hmm. Yeah.
from that
Got it.
resource.
Yeah, few questions are little early, which I was going to explain, but anyways, I will call it now itself. So the materials wise, you will get the recorded sessions, which we record daily. Even today's session also is being recorded. You will get that recorded sessions, and basically what they do is, I guess one or two sessions will be a demo session which everyone can attend. After that, whatever sessions will be taken will be private sessions. So the private videos will be shared with you. through YouTube. So only your email IDs, using your email IDs, you will be able to access it. So that's one thing about the recorded videos. Obviously, if you miss some sessions also sometimes, which generally might happen because we are all working professionals. So what we need to do is, only thing is, you need to go through the recordings, and I am always there to help you out. If one or two classes you miss also, you can just go through the recording and come back with the questions, or even drop me some message in my chat. I will respond you back, okay, when as soon as I'm available or when I see the messages. So yeah, so recorded videos are there, you won't miss anything out, everything will be provided. And materials wise, you'll be given, as I said, some templates will be given, and there's a repository of a document. I will be sharing a Google Drive link with you all, and also a github my github links and all, for the for any scripts which I have written, templates, documents, even some PPTs which we are taking, and some softwares which we are using, right? All of those will be shared with you in the drive. So materials wise, you will get those things. So no worry regarding those things. And yeah, obviously, you can always contact me if you miss any sessions. I'll be always there to help you out. Even if even after the sessions, right? After the course is completed, if you're setting up something in your project, or you're facing some issues in your project, I'm always there to help you out. Just drop a message, which happens, right? Like my around 20 batches I have completed, if I remember properly, and all of them still are in connect with me, especially, and they always like to share these things. And even not only any issues or queries, but even some POCs, if you are doing, you can always contact me and get the um, I can help you out as much as I know. Okay, yeah, so
Thank you.
that's the thing.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Yeah, sounds
yeah,
good.
Uh, One more question.
yeah,
Hello.
good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you tell like this this training will be happening on the like microservice based project, right?
correct. Yes.
Application. So that application is like available online, or we need to install, like how it is?
Yeah, so basically you will be using your local machine. You will be setting it up on your local host, and it will be on a Kubernetes cluster.
Okay.
Yeah, that I will explain you. Okay, it might be a little high jump if I try to explain that now, but you don't need to have any separate setup or something like that. You just need your laptop. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
of
if only there's
file.
one part where I teach you AWS. Okay. So if that part, if any, or even I can make it Google Cloud, because the trial version of Google Cloud is little bit more competitive compared to AWS. But anyways, if I take AWS, the free trial, if you take, you can also do some hands-on. Otherwise, only that AWS part little bit which I take, you might just see and learn. But if you want to do some hands-on, that 15 days free trial is there. You can create a small account. It's very easy to create an account in AWS. It's a free trial. You can create and do that also. Yeah. Any other questions, anyone? Right. So let me go through
Yeah,
that.
I have one question. So
Yeah, yeah, please.
if I am diving into performance testing with the
Yeah.
JMeter or a load runner, whatever may be the tool. So out of my 13 years of experience, how many years I can code it in my resume as I have worked in performance testing?
Code 13, Gopi. Don't reduce it. Okay, it's good.
No, no, no.
Just yeah.
What what should be the relevant experience I need to mention in performance testing?
Correct, correct. So just you put maybe six. Six will be a good number.
So don't you
Or you
think that there should
add.
be a high number because they might be setting up a higher expectations, like
Hmm. So
considering the
because
overall
why
experience?
right, why I say six is, maybe what you can do is, you can give the prior experience in whatever testing you have, the automation or whatever. Then what you can give is five plus whatever, 8 years of performance experience. And because why I say, if you don't want to give 13, otherwise you have to give 13 out of that, maybe 6 years in JMeter you can give. In that way also you can split. But only problem is, if you give 13, your performance engineering questions which will be asked in the interview will be very high.
No, 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 that's fine. That's fine. But what I
Yeah.
have asked you is, so you, out of
Hmm.
my 13 years of experience, if I mention 6 years in JMeter itself and remaining
Yeah.
things as a functional tester from the beginning,
Correct.
So won't they be considering my profile as a performance test architect level role? That's what will be the role that
They
they
will.
will be.
Yeah, they will. But only thing is that 13 years you have to show in the testing domain. Okay. You should not show it in
Yeah,
some
yeah,
other
I'm
domain.
purely from
Yeah.
testing domain. Yeah, I am from
Right, right.
functional testing. That's what I'm
Mhm.
asking. So, what will be the difference between the architect level they are considering and we are totally new to the performance testing domain?
Mhm.
So, how can we
Mhm.
showcase our 13 years, 13 years of experience when they are considering us for an architect role?
So that's what I said. So 6 years in JMeter. It's not that I didn't say if you are to show 13 years in JMeter, your knowledge will be also that high, right? The expectations, Gopi.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. That's my thing, right? If you show 6 years and if you want to show the other years in other testing, still you can get into a performance test architect role and all. But only thing is the questions will be in that range, the toughness, right?
Okay, no, the motive is I don't want to get into performance architect role since if I am
Mhm.
new to performance testing domain. That's why I am
Yeah.
asking you actually what
So
role
okay,
they will
okay.
be considering.
Let me understand your objective well. Then maybe I didn't understand that. Okay, what's your objective? You don't want to get into an architect role, but entry role, is it?
Yes, of course. I don't want to. Considering the 13 years of experience, they will be trying to know that I might be considered for architect role, but I don't want to get into that role. But I don't
Which
want. I
role?
just want to get into a
So
median role with the
okay,
5 to 6 years
so yeah, in that's why I
performance
said
test
six
plan.
years. That's why I said 6 years. If you go beyond 6 years, they might look you for maybe some senior consultant or in the architect roles, right?
Okay, okay, fine.
Right? Yeah. If you go beyond 6 or 7 years, then the chances of getting that role is more because what they will expect from you is planning, the analysis, and all those, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's correct.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So any other questions, anyone? Okay. So now we are into planning, we are into designing. In scripting part, we will learn all the JMeter elements, JMeter correlation, parameterization, all those stuffs, whatever you have heard or learned about in performance testing. And obviously, in the planning stage, it's not about only the templates. Okay, we'll also learn different types of performance testing, like what is performance testing, right? That itself is not clear for many of the those maybe even I have seen people who are into performance testing for less, let's say 1 or 2 years, still they haven't figured out what really is the objective behind performance testing, right? Or what is that you are looking into, or what you are trying to optimize using performance testing. So these are the questions which will be answered in the planning stage. Now in the designing, obviously you will learn the scripting part of JMeter, and as I said, when I use the word scripting, no need to worry about any code or something. Okay, JMeter scripting is nothing but where you create your JMeter script. So JMeter script is nothing, not like some code and all. You have a lot of good interface, a good GUI where you create, you drop your elements, create the test script. Okay, it's called test script. So when you say script, no need to worry that it's coding. There is zero coding required. Okay, you just need to understand the elements, what are the elements, what are the various options in that, and where to apply it. So if you know that, scripting is very easy for you. Okay, and there are all lots of tips and tricks which are available, which will make your life simpler, especially in the correlation, parameterization and all. Okay, so that we will be seeing obviously. Then comes the execution part where you will extensively learn on remote testing, distributed testing, how you create a scenario, how you execute it, different scenarios, right? Because you will learn, like I'm not jumping into scenario, what's a scenario and all, which you will learn in due time. But you will learn what are scenarios, how to create a scenario of performance script, and how to execute it. So basically distributed testings will come into picture, because when you are testing, you cannot which I will explain you. Okay, you cannot live with just one CPU or one resource. You need to add more resources to your test, how you do that, and all those stuff you will learn. Okay, and report and analysis section, right? So execution also, mainly it will be it will be on JMeter only. So that's the beauty of JMeter, where you script and execute both using JMeter, right? But if you are going to some other tool like load runner and all, you might have to go to controller or performance center and all for execution. But here you execute, you do everything in JMeter only. But only thing is the reporting and analysis, right? When you reach, so there are different ways of creating a report and analyzing your results, right? Or one is the monitoring tools, second is the profiling tools, and third, obviously, your JMeter itself will provide you some reports and all. Okay, so monitoring tools, obviously, we will be seeing Prometheus and Grafana to monitor our tests. We will see how to set up Prometheus, how to set up Grafana, how to integrate these with JMeter. So that we'll be seeing. And in profiling tool, we'll be seeing especially. So here, let me write Grafana. And profiling tool, we'll be seeing a tool called AppDynamics, which is very common and very widely used nowadays. And there are a lot of profiling tools available. Out of that, AppDynamics is a very common one, and Grafana is a very good tool in the monitoring side. And report also, how you create a report, how you pull out the report from JMeter, you will learn that those things, and you will learn like how to analyze stuff, right? Like what you need to see. Like for example, now there is a graph. Now, by seeing the graph, what can you make out, right? Like, what do we mean by these graphs, or what you need to see in this graph to find out the problematic, or how to drill down into this issue, or how to find out the pain point or a bottleneck, right? So those things also we will see, okay, as we progress into the report analysis section. This is one example I gave, the graph. There are multiple ways, the transactions, and how you go drill down into the issues, that we will see using AppDynamics, using Grafana, how you pull out the report, how you create a report, right? So if you want to if you want to send out the report to a customer, how you do that, what's the template you use, what all you need to include in your report to make it more engaging or more attractive, right? So those things we will see. Now, when I spoke about the stages, okay, now based on the current market situations, do you think any stage, like anything else is also required knowledge about, at least a high level way? Like what is very common in nowadays in the market after this, something anyone can guess?
Cloud, cloud support, or maybe deploying to cloud,
Okay, what about CI/CD?
CI/CD of DevOps.
So
Right?
Jenkins.
So basically, in this course, this is more sort of a topic which will be for especially those in the higher experience ranges and all. Okay, so we will learn a tool called Jenkins and how to integrate Jenkins with JMeter and run performance tests in a CI/CD pipeline. That also we will see by the end of the course, though it will be a very crisp way. Well, maybe in a session I will complete that, but you will get a very good understanding how you do that, and you will be able to even apply it in your project or in your organization, which will be like a very high visibility thing, right? You're automating some stuff. So automation in performance, right, is what we will see in the CI/CD section, where we will see the tool called Jenkins, right? So this way our course will proceed from planning, designing, execution, reporting and analysis to the CI/CD automation. Any questions, anyone?
Yeah, this is what you hear. I have a question like, what is the widely used monitoring and profiling tool in cloud environment
Right.
when
See
you
why
have
we
application
chose
hosted in
Grafana.
cloud? Yeah.
Yeah, why we chose Grafana is because it's an open source tool, and open source means it's widely used. Okay, Grafana, if you see, it is being utilized in lot of infrastructures. And if you see, let's say if you have a Neural Lake, or let's say if you have a Datadog, some monitoring tool you have, always they will have Grafana also with that, because it's an open source tool. So basically, if you have two tools, you like there are a lot of data which you can analyze, compare, right? So Grafana is a very common tool in monitoring because of its open source nature, but it has limitations. But because you cannot compare it with Neural Lake or Datadog, because what happens in Grafana is lot of customization you will have to do it on your own. Like you will not get help from the new, like in New Relic it's a paid tool, so they have a lot of support and all. But in Grafana you won't have that support and all, right? You have to do it on your own. So only that's the drawback which Grafana has. But Grafana is a very commonly used monitoring tool?
You mean in the cloud environment, if the application is
Any,
hosted in
any.
cloud?
So, right, that's what I'm saying, right? Like any environment, it's environment independent, right? If any environment nowadays, it supports Grafana.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. If I'm not, I don't know of like maybe a very rare environment which has come recently, whether it supports Grafana, but cloud and non-cloud, obviously, both of them are supported.
So how about profiling tools, which you're
Yeah,
mentioning for AppDynamics?
profiling, right? Profiling, you have Dynatrace and AppDynamics, which are leading tools, and as such, open source tools, I don't think anything is with par with AppDynamics and Dynatrace, and both of them are very, like I will say, the market share is almost very similar. So any one tool, if you learn the fundamentals, also the other tool will be very easy for you to learn.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question? And CI/CD, obviously, Jenkins is the leading player. There is no like there is there are like there are many people, like many tools coming up, but Jenkins is the leading player in that. Okay, so there is no option of or no speaking about that. That okay, who is leading in CI/CD? Any other questions?
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah,
Maybe I missed it, and maybe we discussed it once. But then I wanted to understand, like, how will we be understanding or learning
Shraddha,
the
your
tools?
voice is little low. I don't know whether it's only for me, but
Okay.
yeah, it's not audible clearly. Can you speak little
Is it
loudly?
okay now?
Yeah, it's better
Is it
now.
okay now?
Yes, right.
Okay. So what I'm asking is the tools and these techniques which we are discussing. So to practice them or to learn them, is there a setup or platform provided by you on which we will be
Exactly.
having hands-on,
Right.
or we
Yes,
need
yes.
to have some
Hmm.
setup?
No, no. So whatever we will be doing on our local machine. Okay, so you need a laptop or a PC. That's the only thing you
Okay.
need. Whatever
Yeah.
application. So I will just show you the application also.
Okay. Okay. I do
There
have
is
a
a
challenge
micro.
that I'll be using, the work laptop. So basically, I was thinking
Mhm.
if you have a platform where everything is provided, it's better.
Okay. I don't have such a platform where everything is provided, because what happens is JMeter also you have to do it on your machine. If I do it on mine, it doesn't make sense. Okay, because you will not be able to run and all. So that will be difficult. So either you should have a personal laptop, or on your official laptop also you should have access to at least install few tools. Maybe because JMeter is anyways it's a file which you download and run. So there's no installation and all. Yeah.
Okay, what else? I mean, JMeter I already have. I have been working with it.
Yeah.
But then what else we need?
Only thing
Because
is you will need, yeah. Hmm.
I don't have setup for Kubernetes. That is my worry.
Correct, yes. So
JMeter,
only thing is
Jenkins.
you will have to, yeah, you will have to download Minikube. Minikube is a software which we will use for that. Minikube is a virtual Kubernetes setup which we will use on our local machine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
and that's very common software also. If you, because you will get easily the I don't think you there will be any problem in getting some approvals and all, because this is a tool. Obviously, your developers will be using that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's like a Postman or Insomnia, such tool. Like it's a very common tool used in development. Only thing is maybe they will install it in your machine and give you. Only that's the
Yeah,
difference might be. Okay,
it has to be
so
done by the team. Yeah. Okay.
right. But it is very common tool. Like even I don't think you'll need some security approval and all, because it's a common tool used by developers to develop on their local machine. Because see, the example to give you is, now let's say you are a developer and you are developing some application which is Kubernetes based. Okay, so every time they
Mm.
cannot go on cloud on a Kubernetes cluster to develop something, right? So they need a local setup, and for
Right.
that they use Minikube.
So in similar manner, Vishnu sir, can we have a list of these software so that I can check at
Mhm.
my end? At least if I
Correct.
have that list with
Mhm.
me, I'll check. I'll get installed it if something is missing.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah,
basically, I
right.
can be, session
For
ready.
now, for now, if I remember, only Docker is the thing which you will require installation. Then you
Okay.
have JMeter, which you said you already have it. Other
Mm.
things are all are on the cloud. I meant like on the basically you go to a URL and you access it from there. So there's no problem
Okay.
there. Only Minikube is where you will need, because when you install Minikube, obviously whole cluster, Kubernetes cluster and the port settings and all, they will do it. Okay, when you install it itself. So only that's the part which you will require a installation. Rest
Mm.
everything whatever we have will be installing on that cluster only. So only
Okay.
that's the thing what we need. Yes.
Can I ask something regarding the course duration and all these things also?
Right, right. Yeah, good, good. Yeah. So basically,
Okay.
course duration, it will be around 40 hours, right? Like that, but that's what we are planning. Now, based on the interactions and all, it might go somewhere around 40, 44. Because if there are audience more and if they interact more, obviously little
Mm.
bit time will go in interaction. And
Okay.
what I generally do is because if someone wants to finish it little early also, if like there
Mm.
is a lot of consent from the audience, some Saturdays
Mm.
also we can plan to take some sessions. Otherwise, it will be most of the time working days only. There won't be any
Okay.
sessions on Saturdays. So this is what the schedule will be. And generally it will be 1 hour daily.
So what I understand
Sometimes,
from this data
hmm.
is that it will at least span for at the minimum 40 days.
Yeah, but the thing is, some sessions, like let's say when I'm taking Kubernetes, or let's say when I'm taking some important topics, I might go somewhere around 1.5 hour because of for that continuity, which I will let you know prior, like maybe 2 3 days back itself. That okay, this
Yeah.
session I might go. So yeah, so generally you can, but I will always
Uh,
try to finish it before 40 working days. You
yeah, I
can
mean,
maybe
lump
consider.
sum it could be spanning from 40 days to 45 days. That's it, right? I
Correct,
was
correct.
more keen on number of days because I have some important work
Hmm.
to be
Yeah.
done basis this learning, which I want to get into.
Right, right.
Um,
And you can always start it parallelly also, the work, right?
mm,
Because I can
mm.
also help you out in that. So
Yeah,
you can
sounds
just
good.
start
Yeah,
parallel. No need to wait for the whole course to complete. So yeah,
right, right. Okay, sounds good. Thank you, sir.
yeah. Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, hi Vishnu. I have a question. Like, what time would this session will be arranged?
Yeah. So
Um,
session will be always in this time only, 9 p.m. IST to 10 p.m. IST, and there won't be any change 99% of the time. But if in case there are some urgency or some emergency meetings or something I have, uh, but that too very rarely. Okay, I will not cancel the sessions and all, but very rarely. Sometimes if I cancel also, I can plan some sessions maybe.
so it's like
uh,
1 to 1.5 hours, right? That's
Correct, correct.
maximum
Yes,
time. Okay.
right, right, right. Yes, and time will not
So,
change. It will be 9 p.m. IST only. Yes,
so with this, Vishnu, sir, what I understand is it's only weekdays sessions that we are having.
correct.
And
Yes.
in case we miss any particular weekday due to our, some important meetings or something, then we have recorded sessions for each of them.
Yes, yes, obviously. You will have recorded sessions. You just go through the recorded session and get back with me in the next session with the query, or even at the same time you can put it in my chat, whatever query you have, I will resolve it for you.
Got it. Got it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Any other
Hi.
questions? Yeah.
So which points are covered in performance testing? Can you share topics in PDF?
Right, right. Okay. So those who want to go through
Okay.
each topic, what will be covered and all, there is a detailed topic list in the website also. If you see that in JMeter introduction and JMeter core concepts, what all we are covering, JMeter scripting, what we are covering, the major elements. And I'm not just going through all of this because these are small, minute things which surely we will cover. Because since we are speaking about JMeter, we are learning about JMeter, we cannot leave any of this untouched. Okay, so we will be learning all this. Even like when I am taking a session, if you feel okay, this is a part or this is a concept which we need to learn and which is very common one also and which is very required, you just call it out. I will take that session also. Okay, so there is no problem in that. uh,
Okay. Please
yeah, just to go
share
through.
this PDF in a group.
Yes, yes, sure, sure. Yes, yes. And in JMeter introduction and
Okay. Thank
JMeter
you.
core concepts, you will again protocols, then recording, right? Recording is important. Why I didn't go in depth with JMeter part is because these are some generic things which surely we will cover. Okay. So yeah, and this link will give you more understanding of what all we'll be covering. I will just put it, but just use it as a reference. Surely we will go beyond this. Okay. It won't go lesser than this. I'll put it in the chat. Better I will put the content here and also the link. So you can refer this link also, right? And the important thing here is this is the demo application which we will use. It's a e-commerce based application, and it is microservice based application again. So you have different microservices like the order, payment, users, catalog, cart, and all. And we'll be using this for our testing and all to understand how you test and various for an end-to-end test. Okay, but we will have different protocols also which we will see, like the API testing and all. In the mean way, you will understand how to do those things also. Even like how to test a mobile application, how to test a web service. Those things also we will be covering. Okay. Now, uh, yeah. So overall, if I see, this is the overview of our course, what we will be covering and how it will be covering and what all things you will be getting and all those stuff. Any questions, anyone?
Vishnu sir,
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
we
Go ahead,
have
Gopal.
covered Blaze Meter also.
BlazeMeter recording I will cover how to record using BlazeMeter plugin, and but BlazeMeter tool I will not cover. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So BlazeMeter I will cover. Yes, how you record BlazeMeter and how you import your script from BlazeMeter to JMeter and all. Surely, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, Komal. Yeah,
I have to one doubt. Hi, I have to one doubt that
yeah.
uh, the performance testing we have to perform only manually, right?
Yes. Manually means like what's the Komal, like? Can you just describe the word manual?
I mean say that. I mean say that. I mean say. I mean say that. Can we do the performance testing automatically? I mean automation.
Yes, yeah, right. So we can do, yes, right. So that's where
Okay.
the CI/CD pipeline part comes, right? So we can automate our performance tests, our JMeter scripts. That's what we do.
Okay.
Yeah. But as I said, CI/CD is the only like most of the performance testing happens manually. CI/CD is just a one part, okay, like which organizations are trying to do. Not that it's a very important,
Uh,
or like it's an what I can
CI/CD
say.
means
Hmm.
not understand CI/CD
Right.
means.
CI/CD is continuous integration and deployment, which we will understand what it is. For you, Komal, like for you, I think you don't need to jump into that so early. Okay, you can go. That is mainly focused for those people who are into very high experience ranges. Okay,
Okay.
right.
No, no, zero knowledge of the performance testing. So
Correct. So
create
that is
that
fine.
the
That is fine. So as I said,
doubt.
if you have zero knowledge,
Yeah.
by the end of the course, you will feel that zero has turned to some 80 or 85. Okay. So no worries about that.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Sure.
Hi Vishnu.
And no worries, I keep improvising the topics and also the way I teach based on the audience. Okay, so if the audience, if as you said, like you have a zero knowledge, that is very good to hear that you're openly saying it. Okay, because then I will have a strategy for you, like how to teach you and how to plan stuff, right? So anyone has zero knowledge, please call it out. Okay, and let's keep it very interactive sessions, because even I will not feel sleepy, you will not feel sleepy. We'll have a very good interaction. And always block me with the questions, throw up questions. 90 percentage of the time, if I will be able to answer, I will answer. If at all I am not able to answer, also, if there is some very difficult questions which come from the maybe, then I might, I will come back with the answer. Okay, but surely you will get the answers to your question.
Hi Vishnu. The CI/CD
Yeah,
pipeline integration, right?
yeah, Praveen.
Hello. Yeah. This will covered with Azure services or AWS services.
It is so here CI/CD pipeline. You see, it is independent of what cloud you're using. Okay, what I will teach you is how you integrate JMeter with your Jenkins pipeline. Getting
particular
so as a
platform, right?
performance
Yeah.
tester, so as a performance tester, obviously, if you have an application, CI/CD pipeline will be there, right? So to that CI/CD pipeline, how you integrate your JMeter pipeline, right? So that I will teach you.
Not any particular Azure or AWS, right? That
No, there is no. What I meant to say is there is no particular thing. Like it's all based on only Jenkins. So if only Jenkins is what will be there. Jenkins can be on any cloud. It can be on AWS, it can be on Azure, it can be on Google Cloud. It's independent of that.
okay, got it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Vishnu, I have a question.
Yeah, man. Sure.
Normally, I have worked with load runner, so normally we host the load runner in a remote machine
Hmm.
from where
Yeah.
we access it and
Mhm.
run the scripts, application scripts.
Yeah.
So how it, I mean, the controller basically it runs the scripts, right, for the application. So how does
Right.
it works with Jenkins? I'm trying to figure out like how the
Jenkins or
real
JMeter?
testing
Naga.
goes on, load testing goes on.
J no JMeter or Jenkins?
Sorry, it's a JMeter.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
I,
Right.
yeah.
So see, JMeter is also only difference what you can imagine for now is simple. You don't have a controller separately. Both your Vusion and controller are in same tool.
Okay, so normally, if
Yeah.
I'm testing a cloud application or on premise,
Hmm. Yeah.
where do we host this Jenkins? Sorry,
JMeter.
JMeter. Yeah.
Yeah. So JMeter is a tool which you download onto a machine. Okay. So you can download it anywhere. It's just an open source tool. You don't need to install it anywhere.
So you mean like we do can install it in the application environment?
No, we
Do
don't need
we?
to install it. That your JMeter will be installed in your local machine and also the LGs where you want to run your test, right? You don't need to install it anywhere else.
Okay, so from the local machine we can run, you mean?
Correct.
From the
Yes,
local
because
machine
it's an
directly
open
we
source,
run.
right? You don't need a license or something. It's just an open source tool. You just need to download it from online and you're good to start testing. That's all. Only thing
Okay,
is
just
based
that
on the
we
number of
link the
users.
LGs in the JMeter
Correct.
tool
Yeah, you
and
need to
then
link
we
the
execute.
LGs. Right. You need to, and there is some procedure to link the LGs, some things to do, which I will teach you when we go to distributed testing.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions, anyone?
Hi Vishnu, this is Swati.
Yeah.
Actually,
Hi,
I,
Swati.
I don't have any question, but it's a concern. I know you have a
Mm-hmm.
lot of patience. You're answering each and everyone's question, but the thing is, I'm completely new. So I
Mm-hmm.
think few of the people will be there as me. They will be learning with a fresh mind. They don't have
Mm-hmm.
any idea.
Yeah.
So can you
Mm-hmm.
please answer the people with the most experienced people and working with a lot of years? Can you answer their questions at end of the session? Because demo session means I thought we can learn something and to get a basic idea.
Mm-hmm.
If everyone doesn't get me wrong, because so many people are there, I think 35 plus were there, now it
Yeah.
became 30. Yeah,
Yeah. Right.
I appreciate your
Yeah, so
patience,
Swati,
but please answer
demo
them.
session, yeah, that's a very good point, Swati. So generally in demo session, first day we go through the course content and orally. That's
Mhm.
generally what we do. And the second day, tomorrow also it will be a demo session only. It will be available for you also. So feel free to join tomorrow's. Tomorrow you will learn a lot of good performance testing concepts there because tomorrow we'll not be going through the course content and all.
Okay, sure.
Right, yeah, and I will make sure that you get lot of like a crash course sort of thing tomorrow. Okay, means like if you even don't maybe like if you are not planning to continue right later from the demo also you will get lot of things tomorrow. Okay, so plan to join tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Vishnu.
Yeah, 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 anyone, any questions?
When you are planning to start this course?
Yeah, it will tomorrow will be the day one, but generally day one also it's allowed for everyone. It's not blocked for anyone, but I guess from day two it will be private. and it's totally depend on the team how they decide. I generally don't interfere with that. So tomorrow obviously it will be available for all of you to join again. Yeah, so feel free to join, and we'll see some good concepts of performance even today. We have few more minutes, so let me just if no more question, let me just jump to the course and let's start it off with few points. Any questions, anyone? Okay, otherwise it's anyways just 2 minutes remaining. Not starting the course today. Tomorrow I will start with the concept as I promised Swati, right? So tomorrow we will see some good amount of you will get a good amount of overview on performance and JMeter. So please plan to join tomorrow's session. It will be useful for many of you, especially who are not into performance, with as called out, like who are in zero knowledge about performance, right? They will get a good amount of understanding what happens in performance, how it's done, and all. So yeah. So if no more questions, let's stop it here for today, and we will continue tomorrow. If any questions, I can take up some questions. So others can drop off who don't have any questions.
Thank you, Vishnu. This is very informative. Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank
much.
you, Akhtar. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Vishnu.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you all. Have a good day and meet you all tomorrow.
Good night.